But we begin in Calgary, where councillors are debating whether or not to pull the plug on a bid for the 2026 Winter Olympics. A large crowd of Olympic supporters turned out at City Hall to urge councillors to keep the bid alive. They'll be voting soon on a motion to drop Calgary's bid for the 2026 Games. And they're considering an agreement the Alberta and federal governments announced last night that would help Calgary pay for the Games. This morning, the Prime Minister said the bid has his full support.
We support the Calgary Olympic bid. Calgary is a world-class city that it would be great to host the Olympics in Canada, but obviously the ultimate decision is up to Calgarians and Albertans themselves. We will be there as a federal government to support the same way we've supported when it came to the Vancouver Olympics, when it came to the Pan Am Games, the same way we're doing with the Jeux de la Francophonie in Moncton. We are happy to have an opportunity to showcase Canada to the world.
You heard Trudeau say there that the decision is up to Calgary, and today we expect to find out whether Calgary City Council will back the bid. They are meeting right now to discuss the details of the late-night funding deal, and Natasha Fata is tracking the story. So, Natasha, what's the latest?
Well, Andrew, I should let you know that our colleague Devin Haru is watching what's taking place inside that Calgary City Hall, and he's live tweeting it, and it sounds like it's been quite a lively debate so far. And right now there's a Councillor Keating who's speaking, and he's saying that there are a number of concerns about the city moving forward with the bid, even though the federal government and the province of Alberta have put forward this new agreement to support the city. And he says a number of these councillors have expressed a level of frustration regarding leaked information and misinformation regarding all of the numbers. Well, let's get down to some of the numbers, because late last night, as I've said, the federal government and the province of Alberta released this agreement that they've come to. They signed a letter saying that they would help support the city if they want to move forward, and they've adjusted the cost for the public. Let's bring up that number. They are now saying that for public funding, they would require $2.875 billion. Now, while that does sound like a lot of money, and it certainly is, it's less than what they were initially anticipating being $3 billion. Now, how did the numbers go down? Well, they've adjusted for how much security might cost. It seems like it might cost lower than they had initially anticipated, but really the bigger thing is that initially they were working with inflated numbers for 2026 dollars. So they've now reeled that back to 2018. So naturally that would adjust the numbers. Some have called that creative accounting and not really addressing many of the concerns for the city. But nevertheless, you've seen so many people come out to Calgary City Hall expressing their interest, expressing their support. And let's have a listen to one person who's in favor of the bid.
I think if Calgary ever needed the Olympics, it's right now. Even tougher times for the province than 83, 84, 85, and so I think it would be fantastic for our mood, for financially, and for all the young athletes, another round of excitement.
And Natasha, we know Calgary has an assessment committee on the Olympic bid. What did they say about all of this?
Well, naturally, many people thought, well, look, the federal government's on side, so is the province, so let's move forward. But before that agreement came out, the assessment committee for the city of Calgary had actually said, no, we shouldn't move forward, and the city should cancel the plebiscite that is planned for November 13th, where Calgarians would get to have a say in whether the city should move forward. They're saying it's not clear enough, the funding will not be there. And so after this new statement, this new agreement, we wondered if, in fact, the opinion of the chair of the assessment committee has changed. And Andrew, it has not.
Well, listen, I think council's going to have a lot of difficult questions. I think my core question is, how do we fund a games where the provincial government is stuck at $700 million and the federal government is unwilling to move past their 50%? That would leave $350 million gap at the $370 that they are proposing that the city put forward, and I have no certainty around how we are going to fill that gap.
And it seems like we have no certainty as to how City Council is going to move forward either. It seems like the debate is ongoing. There's no limit to the length of questions, how many questions, and we know there are a number of concerns. So we'll see how the city decides, hopefully by the end of the day.
All right, Natasha, thank you.
You're welcome.